want to do a comparison between FFAI and Open. Open recently, I think last month or so, it went up about 700%. Yes, as you can see, but I think now I think it looks like they're running this thing. So it actually went up more than 700%. It actually went up almost 900%. And now it's pulling back. I think it's possible. I think the squeeze is kind of over for this one, and I'm wondering, and I'm curious why they ran this thing first. And I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe this can go up even further. As I see, I think there's a gap there or something. Yeah, there's a gap here at 650. So maybe that gradually will slowly heading into a run. I mean, this is a massive volume right there. But anyway, so I think there's a reason why this thing is start to kicking off some sort of a cycle here. And maybe, who knows, maybe this is slow squeeze or something. But yeah, I took a look at the algo and how they started. I look at RSI and other technical indicators such as RSI and MACD, and I do think there's a similar pattern going on with FFAI. And as I mentioned this yesterday, so today went up about 40%, about 43%. After hour, it went up about another 4%. And then I did mention this one last night. So yeah, I mentioned the recent gamma squeeze rally, 700%. I mean, it's actually about 900%, but I'm smelling something similar fractal here. So I posted this one yesterday at around the same time as the stream. The time I'm streaming right now, 10:40 Eastern time. What I notice here, I want you to take a look at this. I'm gonna just close my window. So this is OpenDoor, and we saw the rally. And I think I look at the algo and I look at the indicator. It actually ran really, really fast compared to current FFAI. So when I look at the time between FFAI, as you can see, in order to create this, right? Like this is kind of like the base, right? Before heading into a first wave, and second wave, and then third wave is potentially the gamma squeeze, for the final squeeze type of phase maybe. It took about 6 days here to create this, right? When you look at even MACD, it goes up, come down, go up and down, and that's kind of creating a triangle formation here before breaking out and heading into the first wave, and then heading into a second wave. And when you look at FFAI, it does have a very similar pattern here, but it took about 30-40 days, which means that FFAI is taking a quite longer time. Let's take a look. Let's bring out the calculator. By 6 is about 5.6 times slower than OpenDoor. So FFAI is about 5 times slower than OpenDoor. So which means that there's a longer accumulation, right? So when you compare to OpenDoor, OpenDoor rally fast, way faster, almost 5 to 6 times faster than FFAI right now. So when I look at FFAI, I think you have to look at it maybe a little bit longer time frame. You have to add 5 times or 6 times longer. But anyway, so this is what I've noticed, right? They create this same as this one, although the time there's a 5 or 6 times slower than OpenDoor, but they did the same kind of a pattern here, forming a triangle shape, breaking out, forming a triangle shape, and start to breaking out of this one. First, what they did was, what I noticed is from MACD here, when this thing start to breaking out of this one, it creates some sort of a pattern here where this thing go up a little bit and come down and then do another a giant wave there. And I do something, I do see a similar pattern, maybe here. I mean, there's a lot of volatility here in FFAI, and then when you look at OpenDoor, it has something similar. I personally don't think we haven't seen this yet, which what you see today, right? So this is my post yesterday from last night, and today it jumped 40%, right? Which means that they run this thing way faster. Okay, you see now you see how this algo is playing. So today FFAI went up this much. Okay, FFAI went up about, let me show you a tighter fractal here. You see, I mean, this is quite confusing, so I'm gonna turn this one down. This is just for me for like some sort of a swing trading, so you don't really necessarily to look at this one, but this is a much more bigger picture here. So this is kind of what you see, I think, in my opinion, right? So this thing pop, right? This is what happened here as well. I'm gonna bring the maybe a circle, you know, just to see it better. So this is what you see, right? This is what you saw today, right? I thought they actually rally about here, right? So I thought maybe they're gonna break it down, but I took a look at what's going on today. They don't seem to breaking down faster. You know, when it come down faster, it has to break down this fast. But they were staying on the level, which means that they're gonna run one more time like this. And I realized that when I look at the 30-minute gap, there's a gap opened up here. They fill the gap here below, which is at $3. There's another gap at $3.50. So this gap hasn't filled. And I asked myself, are they gonna fill this one? Are they gonna rally this and then try to fill this one, or are they gonna, you know, fill this one later? And then I took a look at the pattern, the fractals, and I came to the conclusion, and I look at a much more tighter way, that it's possible they might fill this one before a sharper crash. I mean, not crash, but sharper dip, right? So I want you to take a look at this one. I mean, it is quite confusing, so bear with me. It's not easy to identify the certain patterns and the size. I think FFAI has a bigger size here. They're building up quite big. This went up about, so right now I think FFAI is tracking this area, which is about, this jump up about 14%, whereas today went up almost 40%, which means that FFAI might have a bigger run than OpenDoor. OpenDoor went up almost from here to here. Let me just double check. From the bottom to the top, almost, yeah, 700%. Let's say 700 to 800. I think FFAI might be making a much bigger possible run here. So maybe from here to here, maybe more than 1,000% run. Last time when GME gamma squeezed last year, this thing gamma squeezed like 6,000 or 7,000%. So it makes sense that FFAI might, like, I think market makers or hedge funds, they're using FFAI for something, you know, maybe a swap. Where the hell is how come this is all squeezed up? I hate this one. But anyway, you know what I mean. I need to use the regular one, because sometimes if I change to the logarithmic, the price just fucked up. So sometimes I have to look at both, but it's much realistic for me to look at the regular, because sometimes when I change to logarithmic, the price just go up to like $100 or something. So, you know, it doesn't really make sense. So anyway, so What I'm trying to show you is today is FFAI is doing this one, so I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to close this one. It's just too much things going on, so I'm going to tone this one down, and I want to show you this pattern where I got it from OpenDoor, and I do think that it's tracking OpenDoor very similarly, and I think there's a reason why the market maker run OpenDoor first. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Right, so I'm gonna brighten this one up here. So this is a pattern I got it from OpenDoor. I think it was from. No, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was this one. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it was from this one. So yeah, 1 second. Yeah, they crashed this one. So yeah, I got it from here, and I think they run it quite fast. 1 second. If what if this comes up there? Yeah, I mean it does look similar, but my conclusion was 25th, 28th, 2030s. Yeah, maybe it's. Yeah, I gotta still track stuff, but if they do this, yeah, I was tracking from this one. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. So from here to here and pop, and then this is kind of what I got here. Okay. So this is what happened today. You see how this thing have a pullback, and I'm trying to match the size here. Maybe they didn't have this one. They just bump it up, right? They just speed up, and the I don't know how the volume was today, but yeah, it was quite fast, right? So there's a gap left up there. They fill this gap, and then skyrocketed, and then there's a bit of a volatility involved today. But it looks like that's what they finished, right? It kind of matches with the patterns and fractals and how they play this one out. There might be a pullback. I think in the maybe I gotta watch out the pre-market. So I think there might be a one more time that could just push these things up to $4.20 to fill a gap here at 360. Yes, 360, between 360 350. This gap is filled today, so they still left this gap, right? So I think they might fill this one tomorrow if algo is running fast, and then crush this thing, right, before FMC or something, right? Or around FMC. FMC is at July 30th, right? So something happened here, but it's still tracking the algo pattern. So that's kind of what I see here, and they have a earning on August 19. So this might be quite stretched out, to be honest with you. So so that's why I'm using both here, right? I'm using this one and this one. This is just for me, just to see the how the algo is running. But this is kind of what I see here, right? So when you look at this, so I want to kind of walk you guys through step by step with OpenDoors and the FFAI right now, and what you can expect from FFAI by end of the year. I think this can go run up to through October and maybe November. Okay, it says October, but you never believe the fractal, right? They can always delay. They can delay a month, they can delay 2 months, they can delay 3 months, whatever. So I can't really trust this one, but you could see the direction here, but you just have to guess. You have to give yourself some time if you want to buy options. Maybe January 2026 might be better one, right, to be safe. But anyway, so I'm gonna walk you guys through with the MACD first before I say. So let's start with the first green box here. So it's, hit the bottom, go up and down, start to creating some sort of a triangle formation, and the bottoms are slowly increasing. Same as this one, same MACD level, go up and down twice, creating a triangle formation, slowly pushing this up, right? So that's kind of somewhat similar. So that's why I changed. I have those this pattern as a green box, just to kind of, before kicking off the run, right? And now this thing's, breaking out of this pattern, having the volatility. But the funny thing is, what's interesting thing is, you want to take a look at this one, is that the bottoms are increasing. You see, what I noticed is also from OpenDoor, the algo pattern was the bottoms. It's creating a higher low, and it's slowly pushing the up. It was fast though, but yeah, it's just pushing up so fast all of a sudden. When you look at FFAI has a very similarity, right? It's kind of sustain the bottom. It has that nice higher low phase, right? And things are slowly pushing up today, which what you see here, right? This thing just kind of break out of this thing and just like pushing it up like crazy. That's what happened somewhere in July 7th, okay? And I think you could start to see here, you know what I mean? So, but here's the most important thing part, right? Because sometimes this thing just kind of can fly, but there's volatility involved, and then I think there's some area where you can expect some crashes and stuff. So, yeah, you gotta watch out for your trade if you're doing like a swing trading or option trading. So that's kind of what I noticed here. So after they finish this kind of accumulation or something, you're kind of making a triangle formation, start to breaking out of it. This is what I noticed first thing here, right? There's a first bump, first wave. This is the first wave here, right? So maybe I can drop a box here. So this is the first wave, same as this one. The algo looks different, but it has that kind of the small wave. And then the second wave here, there's a second wave, right? And there's a second wave, right? And then what happened after that? There's it has a pullback, right? This one, after the second wave, when you look at this MACD, this one has the same pullback as this one, right? I'm going to change the color to maybe a something red. Maybe it's yeah. Okay, what color should I use? Okay, whatever. Yeah, like something to recognizable. Yeah, maybe yellow is too much. Maybe I change to, yeah, I stick to maybe the green or something. Yeah, so you see, yeah, this thing dip here, dip there. There's a dip here. There's a dip there too, right? After breaking out of this the green box, the triangle formation, start to breaking out of it, creating a higher low, and what's the second one was this one. This is the first one. This is the second one, right? So I'm gonna drop another box here. So first one, second one, right? First one, first wave, second wave, right? Very similar, you see? And this is the third one. And I think when I look at this, as you some of you have been watching my channel or my live stream, I'm pretty sure you guys are, most of them are traders. You know how sometimes the market maker delay things, right? And then and then when you add that kind of, when you think about that and look at this thing, you see how this open door, from here when they hit the bottom to the top up to this level, they run really fast, right? They ran really fast, and then there's a sharper pullback. This whole area, the yellow box I made, I think, I don't know how volume was, but it ran really fast, I think. But compared to this, now it hit the bottom, but as you can see, this thing, to create this one, like to create this one, which is this one, it takes longer time frame here, I think. So that's kind of what you see here. This is this. You see how slow this is compared to this, right? And then they push this thing up, which is, I think, this one. So this is another one, the second wave, and then this thing just breaking out of this one. So I think this might be actually here. Yeah, this might be this one, and this one is actually this one today, which is this one. I'm gonna change to yellow. Yeah, there you go. And that's kind of what you see today. And I'm expecting, so we already have some pullback today, right? And then we finish up somewhere there. So we might see this thing play out one more time. I think tomorrow, if it's fast. So what you actually saw today was this one, I think. Yeah, it might go up. Yeah, it might go up to a $4. Yeah, about roughly $4, and then it's gonna have a sharper dip, like what you see here. So that's kind of my conclusion. And once you see a sharper dip here, this might be a final opportunity before your huge run. And I know there are people who are waiting for GME AMC to run. I think they're gonna run together, and I think that's somewhere in between September, October. If it dragged out, maybe November. So watch out between September, October, November. I think that that's when the bull cycle kicks in. Maybe a gamma squeeze, another gamma squeeze or something. So right now, I just want you to know that just looking at FFAI and how OpenDoor rally first, and FFAI seems is tracking OpenDoor fractal, which also linked to the other meme basket stock GME AMC, right? Because when GameStop squeezed last year, FFAI also squeezed about 8,000%. So which means that it has some connection to it, which means that AMC will also pop, right? I haven't really updated about AMC, right? I haven't been updated about AMC yet because I still haven't found the right fractal, right? Because I'm using 2020 fractal, but I might be wrong here. So who knows? Maybe there might be they might be creating another fractal. So I just have to find that fractal maybe right now. So I'm not really confident to share any TA at the moment. Because I think market maker might be using different fractal this time, because I know that they haven't been doing this one. But what if they are using different fractal? So I'm just watching AMC, and then I think there might be a possible I think new fractal might play out. We are very close. I know we are very close for this type of squeeze phase. I've been tracking this. I know where it is, but I just don't know that they might change completely different fractals as this one, because maybe they might use this one because they, from here to here, they actually use this same fractal. It just has a much more higher volatility. Okay, but I just don't want to share anything yet that I'm not confident about, because I thought I know, how things playing out, because I know exactly where they are doing right now. But I think they might change the fractal. Who knows? We are actually right here for AMC. This is one last thing that they might play this one out. So before this January 2021 type of squeeze. So yeah, like I don't know. They might blow this up next year. Like the speed of algo is so hard to track with this one. So I can't really tell yet. I just need to see more confirmation. I haven't seen that yet. But I know that they left the gap. Okay. So they left the gap here. I think $2.90 or something. Yeah, there you go. They left the gap here, which means that they're gonna come down to fill this gap, I think. Right? You see there's a gap there? So there's a gap. They left the gap, which means that they're gonna come down to fill this gap. Maybe not, who knows. But if I have this pattern in, then it perfectly matches, right? They do whatever, up there, and maybe they come down to fill this gap, right? So that's the one thing that I'm looking at. So I see something, but I just cannot tell you yet. If this happens, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if this happens, there might be a pullback here, but yeah, I just not sure. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, maybe they might be doing this. Who knows? But yeah, I need to see this gap filled. Hold on one second. How come this thing looks similar to this one? Okay, so this is one. Wait. Are they playing this one out again? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. Yeah, I don't think they're doing this one. Are they? Yeah, I don't think they're doing this one. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I need to see this gap filled. Then maybe I might have something to share, because right now AMC, the market makers are, like they're just abusing this thing so much that I know where we are at, kinda, but I just need to see this gap filled at $2.99, and then I might figure something out, because I know we are somewhere here like that. You know what I mean? They might move up, they might come down to fill this gap before run, right? So, and even this one, I think this might be an amplifier. Might be like that. So I don't know yet. So I can't really talk about AMC yet, because I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. But for FFAI, I do notice something that very looks similar to OpenDoor. So that's why I'm kind of bring this up today. Of course, it's not like 100% sure, but I mean, you do see something similar pattern, working out here, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So July FOMC meeting is quite, I think, important, and then after that, what's next? The earning, yeah. So FFAI earning, I don't know if even FFAI earning is gonna be important here, but But yeah, that's something to look out for. But I think somewhere between July FMC and between July FMC to the earning August 19, I think that's the estimate. There should be a sharper crash. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Let me just kind of double check one more time here. So yeah, so this is a MACD. So that's kind of what you see here, right? So this thing one more time. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this one is come up. Yeah, this one ran really fast. Today they have some sort of a news. I think they have some sort of a partnership or something, and they drop in the perfect timing here. So yeah, we might see this thing play out, and then crash. Okay, let's see. This is July 30th, right? So if they play out this way, then yeah, this is July 30th, which is FMC. So they might run this thing by FMC. Let's see. So I'm just gonna click this one out. So yeah, they might pop this back up to a 420. July FMC, something happened, boom, crash, right? So I think it makes sense. I don't know what's gonna happen actually. I don't know, but it might be yeah. I mean, it's an excuse, right? I mean, I don't know if they're gonna increase the interest rate or lower the interest rate. I have no fucking idea. But that's just an excuse for market makers to dump it, right? So that's just kind of event that has a volatility. So yeah, I think it makes sense to this way. And earning is 19, so earning is about here. Something happened. September 23rd, pull back. You see there's a gap here at 1150 or 1160, something like that. And there's also a gap here at $13.65. So there's two gaps. There's a large gap here at 40.60 and 35. That's a huge one. I don't know if this will be filled, to be honest with you, based on this OpenDoor chart, because OpenDoor seems like it might be pulling back. Maybe they might have some sort of a, I don't think they're gonna crash all the way down here, right? I think but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just continue to track with this one. Let's take a look at RSI as a one last thing. So let's see. So same as this one, after it hit the bottom, creating some sort of a triangle formation, right? Same thing, right? Goes up and down twice, up and down twice, breaking out, pull back, making a higher low, go up and down, breaking out of it, but making higher low, and then let me just change to 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe 1 hour. Yeah, let's see. I'm just trying to find the better way. Okay, maybe 1 hour might be. Maybe let's do a 1 hour. Yeah. So this thing started breaking out of this one. So this is one here. Drop it one there. Drop it one here. So this is 1 hour, and since this is a slower, I'm gonna change to maybe 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour. Yeah, maybe 1 hour. Try looking for right one. Maybe 2 hour. Okay, let's do 2 hour. So this one hit here. This is another one hit here. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is you see how the RSI is come up all the way to this box? That's what happened, I think, here. And then this one has a sharper pullback, right? As you can see, there's a sharper pullback. 1 second up there. Oh, actually 1 second. Maybe I'm gonna, yeah, since this is a slower, I gotta just maybe jump into a little bit 20 minutes or something like that. So yeah, just one here, second one, third one, there's a fourth one, and you see how this RSI's come down all the way down here. You don't see that anything yet from here. So I think we might be building something right now to create something like this and have a much like a very sharp pullback that makes the RSI come all the way down here. We haven't seen that yet, so that's why I came to the conclusion that we haven't seen that one yet. We haven't come to this level of a RSI dump, right? So seeing this after these observations, seeing this thing, how this thing is playing out, we might go up a little bit higher, right? The fact is, I think, yeah, like they might be building something here. They might, this thing RSIs go up and down like that twice. They're building something here, go up and down twice, a bit of a pullback, a sharper move, RSIs moving together possibly, so maybe somewhere here. But yeah, anyway, yeah, there's maybe this is 1 hour. Let's see, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe 1 hour. Yeah, just trying to find the right RSI is kind of challenging. Let's just 3, the bottom, hit this one, come up there, come down, go up and down. Yeah, I mean, it's not 100% like accuracy, but I think, yeah, we haven't seen the fact that we haven't seen this RSI dump yet, which means that I think FFAI might pump a little bit more before a dump, right, in the short term, right? That's just kind of what I'm seeing here. So whatever happened to July FOMC, I think that's something to look out for. And yeah, so that's kind of, you see how and then when you compare it to MACD, right, I mean, now you gotta look at 3 things: chart, MACD, RSI, chart, MACD, RSI. You gotta look at 3 things. You gotta look at 6 different things, right? So you have to look at, you need quite a lot of concentration, because it's quite confusing, and then nothing is 100%. You just have to find the right patterns, and hoping that it's making a similar pathway. So as I mentioned, that this is what happened here from MACD. MACD is much more clear. After this green box, breaking out of it, sharp, there's a pullback very similar to this, which what this was, and then pushes up, right? It's easier to compare to with a MACD and MACD. Looking at MACD with it's easier to look at RSI with the MACD, right? So pushes up, that's what happened here, pullback. So that's kind of what you saw there. So I'm gonna bring the I think I'm gonna bring this one here. So that, I think that's kind of what happened was. 1 second here. Yeah, there's a certain area that they run things faster than before. So and then now after that, so this thing plays out quite nicely, but after that, from here to here, it got dragged out. So which means that from here, Yeah, from here to here it got dragged out. I'm gonna show 1 second, guys. So from here to here, so I have to bring the pattern again, because as I mentioned, certain area they run fast, certain area they run slow. So that's what happened here, from here there, and but based on the speed of OpenDoor, it's supposed to pop, but it didn't pop, right? They drag it out to until now, right? So what you do is you pull this one out, you push this back, and then you pull out another partial fractals from here, from now here to here, right? Because the speed changes. So now, where the hell I am? Sometimes I don't even know where I am here. Okay, so let me just turn this off because I know where it is. So this is done. So now it's from here. So from here, yes, okay, there you go. Yeah, so this thing has to be stretched out a lot more to match the size. It's a lot taller. All right, there you go. So based on the speed of the OpenDoor, after this it came up this one, but FFAI instead, after they create this two pattern same as this one, they stretch this one out, which means that you gotta stretch these fractals out because they delay it. So now they're playing out this way. So they do that. So they do this. They got 1, 2, 3 pattern here. So they got 1, which what happened. I think that's what happened here, and 2 and 3. So we are getting very close to the top here. 1 second, but it might go up a little bit higher tomorrow. Something like that. Maybe hit maybe maybe $3.50. Let me see. Yeah, they might jump up a little bit higher. Let me see. Maybe they're playing this one out. 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe they wanna. Yeah, maybe because there's a gap there, so they might fill this gap here, right? 360, and then after that they're gonna come down, right? So I think that's what their goal is, right? Their goal is to kind of push this thing up. 1 second, let me just make sure the size is correct. This is so difficult, guys. Want to make sure. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here, right? They run it quite fast, fill this gap tomorrow, and come down after that, right? And then July 30th, there's a FOMC meeting right there, and crash. And they left the gap here at $1.60. I'm gonna show you the gap now, but I don't know, but they might come down all the way down here. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the gap. So you see there's a gap here. They open up here, which is at $1.90, and $1.65. I don't know if they're gonna come all the way down there, but I think $1.90 might be potential gap fill. Maybe they have something similar here. When you take a look at this one, I'm gonna change to 5 minutes. So you see OpenDoor before. So they just ran like crazy, and they come down. But as you can see, they left all this gap, right? You see, they left the gap here. They left the gap. They left the gap. Left the gap. All this gap were filled, right? When they dip, right? Which means that it's possible that FFAI might, in a short term, push up to fill a gap here at $3.60, $3.60, $3.50, maybe by tomorrow, and then sharply come down to fill all this gap here, like how OpenDoor did, right? And then and then past the July FOMC, and then heading into earnings. So maybe they're gonna drag it out a little bit, until the earning, they arrive to the earning area, which is about here, probably, and then pushes up after that. So the next wave starts. So yeah, it is quite complex to look at things, but I know they're fucking around with the speed. But when you make gains from this one, I think you could make a lot of money from this one. But the most important thing is like the time, right? The time, especially when you play options. So just be careful with your time. This looks like now, because now you look at the blue one, right? And then you thought that, oh yeah, maybe this could wrap up around September. But when you actually look at partially breaking down each the patterns, and and then you realize, oh yeah, some area is faster, but some area is taking time, right? They're way slower than certain area. So if you mix with those things and have two perspectives, then and then this thing hit in December. So let's say if you had got a call options in September, and if they end up playing out this way, then all your September calls will be gone, right? It will be zero. So I mean, unless they run really fast, but you never know. So I think Gen call options might be safe, right? Not a financial advice, but yeah, just to be sure that there's a possibility that the market maker will run this thing slower, and they're gonna take some time in certain area. So those are the two scenarios that I'm looking at here. Doesn't mean that it's gonna play out this way, but it'll be interesting. I think there's a lot of volumes, and there's a lot of hype. Volatility is going on with FFAI, and I think definitely it's something is happening. Something is going to happen here. Especially the BBY shareholders are also waiting for the equity returns and payouts. And I don't know when it's gonna come out, to be honest with you. If BBY doesn't come out by November, I think it will be in 2027, to be honest with you, or 2026. Somewhere between end of the year this year till 2027. But people don't like to hear that, so I don't want to mention that on my X post. I already did, but I'm getting negative comments. So. But I just my my honest opinion. Ryan Cohen said in the recent interview, it's gonna take time. It's not for trading. Especially for GameStop. Maybe same as maybe BBY. It might take time. But when I look at the speed, in the market, how things are really really slow, and then thinking about how BBY will be used, as a catalyst. When they're gonna drop the bomb? I don't think they're gonna drop the bomb anytime soon. You know what I mean? They might drop the bombs, somewhere here. When there's some sort of a cycle kicks in. And I think that cycle will come. I think near somewhere between October to November. But if they don't come out by then, I think then we gotta look out for next year, which, based on AMC, this January type of squeeze. If this goes this cycle, I'm not saying AMC is gonna go this way, but based on what I'm tracking, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe BBY can come around here, around maybe July or something next year. Maybe something happened here. if they play out this way. I'm not saying it's gonna play out this way, but I'm saying if the market maker wants to play out this way, then yeah, it's because it's forming perfect triangle shape, as what happened here. You see, this is COVID events, right? There's a volatility involved here. If I bring this whole fractals here, right, it matches, right? So that's the thing. It is very tough to talk about this thing, because I don't know. They might change the fractal. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's what they're doing right now. So they complete this area, right? They complete this area. Now all they have left is this part, right? This part was done last year to from last year to this year. All the partial fractal left is this one. But now it seems very stretched out, isn't it? You look at it. You decide, right? It goes up and down, but I don't know. It seems like they're stretching this one out, which means that they're delaying the time, right? I wish this thing can blow up here, right? November, but I don't know. But I think I can't really say until for AMC. I can't really say the final confirmation until I see the gap fill at this one, right? They left the gap at $2.98. So until I see that the gap filled, I can't really say anything yet, because I think they might run this thing maybe a little bit and then maybe have a pullback. So yeah, so this is the fractals I'm seeing here. So if they play out this way, like, which means that if they play out this fast, then maybe by end of the year we could see something, you know. But if they decide to play out a longer term, like a stretched out version, like this one, then it might squeeze next year, you know. So it really, I don't know. I can't really tell yet. I'm just watching how the market makers want to, you know, play this one out, right? Nobody knows, you know. I don't think anybody can guess. You know, anybody can make a perfect assumptions here, because everyone's just guessing at this point, right? But yeah, but I'm looking at FFAI because FFAI is a part of the basket, right? Because you saw what happened last year. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, right? I have a two scenario. The first scenario here, right? I still need to see AMC gap fill here. You know, something happen, maybe September, maybe, I don't know. If they play out this way, then yeah, squeeze is end of the year. But if they delay it like this partially, I check out this partial fractals and pasted this on this one, because this fractal is already complete, so I don't need that fractal. I just need this partial fractals here. If they decide to run this way, right, there's gonna be a crash between December to April next year, maybe May, and then maybe squeeze happen. So I have a two scenario, and I can't say yet until I see a gap fill at $2.90 for AMC. I have a DJT as well. It's the same thing. I think it's not ready yet. I think they're preparing a big rally, but much bigger than this one. But I don't think it's, you know, ready yet. So I'm not sure I should share this one yet. Even GameStop, I'm still watching this one, but they might change the fractal, right? The GameStop is not doing anything. It just go up and down, up and down. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? But you see that this is I grab it from, because since I'm looking at this from 2020, when what was this one? So after this one, this is like somewhere in November, maybe somewhere in November 2020. So I grab it from 2020 November, and this is what I got. You see how there's no movement here, and suddenly just go up, right? So I'm just kind of seeing that right now. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just phase where there's no fucking movement until this shit happens. Okay, and I don't know. I don't know yet until the earning comes. But I think something will start to change around September, based on this fractal, right? So right now, I think it's not a good idea to play options for GameStop, especially for short term, because I think until earning, I think there's not really much movement here. Even if there's a movement, they're gonna still fucking around with this. You see, there's a huge triangle formation kind of forming here from last year RK entry to this the top. This thing ends on end of the October here, right? So I think GME is not really. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not really shilling or anything. I know this thing will kick off the bull run, but it seems like it's taking longer than I expected, right? And also Ryan Quinn mentioned that. So I think when you say earning in September, so I think GameStop, I think it's not gonna be fun to play options with GameStop, to be honest with you. So I'm not playing GameStop call option right now, but so I'm watching this one. I'm watching how this play out. I think sometimes it's just better to just kind of pull back and then just watch, right? And then I still got fractals. I know where I'm tracking. I'm just gonna watch this one. I'll just watch till July FOMC, how this thing plays out, and I think the big one will come here maybe in 2026. Not this year. I know there's a lot of hypes going on, but maybe not this year. Maybe. So right now, because this is kind of what I'm looking at, right? So yeah, I might be wrong, but this is kind of what I'm looking at. So maybe this is the right maybe this is the way they want to run this thing. You see how this is Gen squeeze phase in April when I go back at AMC. If they play out this way, as I mentioned, right? This is kind of where we at. This is December, but if they decide to play out this way, right? There's much more. How do you say it? Like maybe they play this way like that. Maybe. Then yeah, this thing also hit it in April and May next year. So I think it's possible. Maybe they run this way, right? So who knows? I might be wrong, but so yeah, just yeah. I think hype is good, but sometimes it's not healthy for sometimes it's not good for option trader. You know what I mean? I mean, if you buy stocks, yeah, it's okay, but if you trade options, and yeah, you get hit quite a lot. Especially if it dragged out and then heading into expiry, and then you lose everything. So yeah, just be careful with options for now. For GME AMC, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's gonna take a little bit more time before start to breaking out of this one, and I think that time will be October, end of September, October, maybe November. You know what I mean? So it's gonna maybe take a while, maybe till next year. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, hope this helps. Yeah, I think I still, yeah, so I do think that as you see the open doors, just to wrap up, open door ran first, went almost 700%. Now you start to seeing a volatility from FFAI. FFAI run 40% today, so something is definitely cooking here. Meanwhile, GME AMC is not really doing anything. It's really quiet. And I think market maker might be, because I'm trying to looking at from their perspective, and maybe market maker wants to run certain stock first, right? Especially the small cap stocks. The AMC, GameStop, it's quite it has a much more higher market cap, right? So maybe they want to run it a little bit later, right? So that's just kind of my opinion. So, but yeah, hope this helps, and yeah, hopefully things plays out much faster, so that everyone makes money. But and also, yeah, hopefully the Bed Bath Beyond the new equity comes out, and then hopefully by end of the year, I don't know. I'm looking at the end of the year because how this thing is playing out here, right? And also this thing is playing out here. Something kick off, right? In cycle wise, something kick off somewhere in October, November, right? So yeah, finger crossed. All right, thanks for stopping by, and then we'll update another new one when I see something. All right, so all right, have a good night, guys.